What's up, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of Eagles on the Air. I'm your host, Steve Sallustio. Salesian High School is the school that prepares for life, and we're here in our beautiful broadcast studio on the third floor of our main academic building, bringing you another great episode with a tremendous guest. I'm excited today. I know this is going to sound old because I say this every episode, but I swear to God, I'm serious this time. I'm excited for the person that's here with us. I'd like to introduce my guest from the class of 2015, Gio Lopes. Gio, thank you for coming on to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Your name has been on our list like forever, so to have you here, I'm excited, and I know we go way back. We're going to cover a lot of stuff today. In a short amount of time, I promise I won't keep you here all day. But we're going to start every episode. We're going to start this episode the way we've started off every episode with the simple question, what is your Salesian story? How did you come to know Salesian? What was your experience like, and et cetera? So please fill in all the blanks.
Yeah, so I have a very interesting Salesian story. So I think a lot of people here would think it would start with my brother, but it actually started with my mom back in the day, back in the 90s. So when my parents originally came here from Brazil, obviously there was slim pickings with job opportunities and stuff like that. And one job opportunity that opened up for my mom was at Holy Rosary School in Portchester as like an after school type of job, just part-time, just doing, whatever she can. And then slowly months went by and they asked her to be like a part-time teacher. And then again, time went by and they asked her to be a full-time teacher. And she was my first teacher at Holy Rosary back in the late 90s. And then so after that, I only stayed at Holy Rosary School for about 2 years, and then I transitioned to in my kindergarten. You're talking about transition, but I went to Corpus Christi in my kindergarten, and then I stayed there, and then the two schools merged my sixth grade year. Again, both of those schools are Salesian schools, ran by the FMAs. So my mom was connected with a lot of priests, and a lot of fathers, like Father Tim Zach, Father Tim Plock, all these people that I grew up with, who are connected through Salesian High School too. And then being at Corpus Christi, there was always people graduating, going to Salesian High School. Like my brother, I know that the Camacho from Holy Rosary went there, so it was a lot of just knowing. And then my brother being older than me, I was always at Salesian High School, whether it was for basketball games, for events, it's the old gym for me, but it's Flaherty Hall, but that was the main gym when I was here, and just seeing them play basketball and seeing Salesian on the chest, and I was just like, well, the 3-point line is connected to the out of bounds, but I'm I want to play here, you know what I mean? I want to be here, I want to celebrate this, because that place would be packed. Oh my gosh, it was so cool. So it really started with my mom. It started there, and it just transitioned slowly, but we all just connected somehow, and I ended up here, and it's been great.
All right, so you got here in the fall of, had to be 20, you graduated 2015, so what's that, the fall of?
2011.
2011, and your brother was gone.
Yep.
We're going to talk more about G.
Yeah.
And I promise you, if I call you G in the next 20 minutes or so, just go with it. That's cool. I'll apologize ahead of time. I'm probably going to call you G.
That's fine.
Just because I was very close to your brother. He was a student of mine. We're going to talk more about him later. Mm-hmm. But you got here in that fall of 2011. A little bit familiar with school already. Yeah. But what was the experience in this building like? Your teachers? Put it this way. Does anybody stick out to you, teacher-wise?
Yeah, for sure. One of my first classes here was with Mr. Chisholm, bio. And that class, to this day, was probably the hardest class I have ever taken. I have a master's degree. I went through a lot of difficult classes, but that class, he implemented structure, with that Cornell notebook that nobody could get an A, and I was so proud that I got an A- once, but that class, Mr. Chisholm really freshman year from the start of us being here really just implemented structure in me, and then I used that all the way to college, all the way to master's degree, because that was the only way I knew how to study, was using some sort of Cornell or just rewriting notes all over again. But yeah, my overall experience here was great. I think I did so much, especially coming in with my brother already familiar with everything, but it was different because the new gym was just open, and we had, basketball tryouts in the new gym, we had so much to there was changes, and I was such a shy kid coming in. My brother was very, out, loud and, who he is, but I was very different. I was very shy. I was afraid to raise my hand and all these things. But after 4 years of Salesian High School, I really learned how to be me, I came in here as G's little brother, but I feel like I left as Gio, like as my own person. And I think that was the best thing for me. Like I did play basketball. I played soccer. I was in the musical. I was in NHS. I was in band because I had to be, but like still I did all these things, and it really like took me out of this bubble that I thought I was in for a while, but it made me who I am today,
I love to hear it. And you know what? I love your time frame because like I've been here for 20 years, and some of my, not that I'm not having a great time each and every day I show up to work these days, but some of my favorite times are those first 5-10 years of my career here, where I'm still learning as much as the students are, and it was just such a, and not for nothing, I was 10 years younger than I am now. I know I'm an incredibly young man still, but 10 years younger.
Yep.
So it was a great time for you. It sounds like it was a great time for you. It was a wonderful time for me too. And I tell you what, let's see, the sign on the building, I believe says 1919 or 1920. The year this building was erected. The old gym, if I'm not mistaken, was erected in 1927. And since 1927, Gio, you might be the first person to say you came here because you wanted to play in that old gym, knowing you had this superstructure going in next door. So I think we could have
old gym
saved.
is cool, man.
We could have saved a few $1 million and just put you in the old one.
That old gym is cool, man.
It is. It was. And I know
iconic.
I'm happy you mentioned it because that place used to rock.
Gosh.
Right? Because you remember the guys.
Up
If
there,
if there was a basketball game, they would
yeah.
fill in the lower level
Oh
and then
my
they'd fill in the
gosh.
balcony up above.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I remember like the assemblies in there,
Oh
or like
my gosh.
Eagle Mania when it was in there. The place
was
would rock.
popping, man. I loved it.
Yes,
I loved
yes,
it.
yes.
I loved it.
Well, you know what? You broke the ice here. So I got more to get involved in here, but you broke the ice. And you mentioned Mr. Chisholm in particular, among other people here, because you named some heavy hitters. You came out swinging with Father Tim Zach, Father Tim Plock. You're talking about a former provincial. You're talking about the former director of Salesian High School. So you came out, Mr. Chisholm, who was the bio teacher. Yeah, became the principal here. You did. You came out swinging. But I got something for Gio right here. And without making a mess or knocking anything over here, Gio, I have here, if you've watched this at home, you know that when I have these young men, especially the young men that do good in school or did good in school, I have your transcript, all right? And Gio and I did speak for a few minutes when he got here today, and I did not tell him any of the questions that I'm going to ask. And I like to kind of wing it because it keeps it fresh.
Yeah.
You know?
I like that.
All right, so we're going to jump right into it here. And it's a very good transcript. I would be, like if my son came home with this, I'd be like, wow, he did great. So let's just start there. All right. Of your 4 years at Salesian High School, what year did you produce the highest GPA?
Ooh. Probably my junior year.
Well, he nailed it. 1 for 1. 1 for 1.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea where you were? Give me a number here. Ballpark it.
Out of 4?
No,
Or is it like the hundreds? Or is
we're
it like a
college
letter?
prep. We're not college. We're numbers here. Full numbers.
Full numbers. So I think I was at maybe like a 93.
Okay, he's an overshooter. It's a very good transcript. You were at 91.56.
Damn.
And if
Right?
it makes you
That's
feel
good,
any
though.
better, second place was, see, who senioritis is fake. Because second place was your senior year, and you
Wow.
were at a 91.2.
Wow.
So you continue to nail it.
Yeah. I thought it was worse than that.
No.
Nice.
You hold yourself in a high regard. You deserve it. Okay. In your 4 years, what was your highest average in a particular quarter? I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you a tiny hint. I'm going to give you 2 tiny hints. Okay. Number 1, it is not a full-time course. It's a great course, but it's not a full credit course. And I will tell you, you've only hit this number once. Any idea? This is...
So just a number?
If you need another hint, I'm willing to give another hint.
Yeah.
It was sophomore year.
Sophomore year,
your highest, and this is overall. Like for the
is
year.
it health class or
100%. You got. Well, oh my God! I don't want to be like no. It wasn't 100%. 100% correct.
What?
But your average in health
class.
in your sophomore year was a 98. Who was your teacher back then? Do you remember? I'm trying to think of it myself. Was it like? It wasn't like
Mr. Herbert.
Mr. Herber.
Yeah.
Shout out Pat Herber.
Yes.
My guy, Pat Herber. You know what?
Oh my gosh,
Gio,
that's
I
a
swear to God.
throwback. That's a throwback right there. Wow.
I swear, I'm going to send this to Mr. Herber.
Oh my gosh.
We went way back before we started.
Wow.
Oh God, I don't want to steer this away from Gio. Came all the way down here to film this podcast. I don't want to make it about
No,
me.
it's fine.
But Mr. Herber and I played high school baseball against each other.
Wow.
I was pumped the day he got hired. Yo, man, we used to have such a great time. He did phys ed and
Sarah
health.
Sulo too. They were like best friends.
Absolutely, and the
Yeah.
three of us played against each other.
Oh my gosh, that's
we all went to
crazy.
different high schools,
Yeah.
and we all played against
That's
each other.
crazy.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Wow, that's a throwback though.
Okay, moving on. Let's revisit junior year.
Yeah.
Do you remember what your rank was? This is the tough one because it's like it's a tough one because there's like so many.
There is.
With that being said, I'm not gonna lie, Gio. If someone asked me what was your high school rank, I am 43 years old. I could say this because on the podcast I've mentioned my age before, and I said I understand I look like I'm 53. At 43 years old, I could tell you exactly what my career rank was in high school.
That's impressive.
I'm like the
That's
Al
impressive.
Bundy. I'm like the Al Bundy of guys of like educators. I remember everything.
I think I was like top 20 maybe, or like on the.
Okay, he's
low-
starting. He's starting vague. I like it.
I had
Top
to,
20
right?
for sure. Top 20 for sure.
I'm gonna say 16.
Close. 17.
17.
17.
Oh, that's
Fantastic
pretty good.
rank.
That's
Yes,
pretty
you were
good.
absolutely within the top 10%
Nice. Look at
of,
that.
of your
Look at
senior
that.
of your senior class that year.
Nice.
So you know what? I think you did pretty well. I
tried.
I think I'm pleased with your performance in this
Zero
segment.
detentions. Remember.
If there was a play, you know what I do have to say too. Forget about detentions. Who was in charge of waking you up in the morning?
My mom. Well, I woke myself up. Really. I
Well,
would,
shout out to your mom because
But my mom really. Yeah.
because forget about zero detentions. I mean, like we expect you to get zero detentions. In 4 years, you were late twice.
Really.
That's.
Well,
I mean,
that's probably because the cheese bus was.
You
It was
probably-
probably a cheese bus fault.
it could have been. No, that worked out.
Coming from Portchester.
Yeah, that works out
You know,
great.
95.
But you know what? It's still got to get up in the morning. Got to get to the bus stop. You still twice in 4 years. That's great.
Tried.
All right. So we're gonna move on here, Gio. We're gonna move on. I haven't called you G yet, which I'm pumped about. I'm glad you mentioned Corpus Christi Holy Rosary. I'm glad you got to mention that was run by the Salesian Sisters. Now, and you know, Salesian High School is basically a direct extension of Corpus Christi Holy Rosary, and you were there during the merger of Holy Rosary and Corpus Christi. Tell me about some of the things that you volunteered here at school. I know that volunteer work is huge within the Salesians, and you've probably got exposed to it at Corpus Christi and definitely did some here. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah. So the biggest volunteering event I did here was my senior year when Father Matt DeGans brought a group of us to Haiti. That was like the biggest thing because that really opened my eyes going to, Haiti and just seeing that at such a like young age too. Like I feel like it's such a formative age where you don't really know how to feel when you see things like that, like the poverty there. But the amount of work that we did to help the community and like what Father Matt would do over there, it was fantastic. So that was like one of the biggest things. And then in the summers I would do like Salesian Gospel Roads like every other year about. So we would go to like DC, Philadelphia, all these places, and just help out the community. Just like whatever it is, whatever acts of service that we could do. I was always, even to this day, I love giving back to the community that helped me. So yeah, I did a lot at Salesian, but like that Haiti trip was, the craziest thing.
I can imagine that was a great time.
Yeah.
I remember when they first started mission trips, and they've been to Haiti and Nicaragua.
Yep.
They've been to down in Florida, Tampa, Bellflower.
Yeah.
So we've taken a bunch of trips, but those mission trips to Haiti, in particular, Father Matt DeGans, who's a great guy when he was here.
Yeah.
Loved working with him. Those were super impactful. It's funny as you said that, and I'm glad because yes, the secret's out. Gio does get an idea of what I'm going to ask during the podcast ahead of time. I have a good producer. I'm also the producer. But I don't know what his answers are going to be. But it's so funny that you say in Haiti flooded back all these memories and like all these pictures. I remember seeing the pictures of you guys there too.
Yeah.
And that's great because I wanted to use the volunteer work as kind of like a segue into what you're doing now. Yeah. So please tell me a little bit about what Gio's doing day to day in 2026.
Yeah. So currently I'm at Feeding Westchester. I am the brand and social marketing manager there. So essentially I'm typically behind the camera, like gathering content, not in front of the camera, but so this is different, but like still. Feeding Westchester is a food bank. It is the food bank in Westchester County, and essentially it kind of works like a bank, but I'll explain it a little bit with food. So essentially we work with over 175 partners and pantries, and we distribute the food to them. And then they distribute it out to the community. But we also have a ton of services that we provide. So like a mobile pantry. So like it's a big truck that goes to like a parking lot and people can go there. And it's essentially just like a supermarket that people can come and collect their food, fresh produce and all of that stuff. So I've been there for about 5 years now. And it's probably the best job that I've had. I've only had a couple jobs, but still it'll probably be one of the best jobs that I will have. It's just so fulfilling. I know I mentioned the Haiti thing, but it's realistically like kind of doing that type of work every single day, and it's like you think of Westchester County as being this affluent, county, and you hear it on the news that, Scarsdale is like one of the richest cities in the country, and you're like, yeah, but what about the other places? What about Yonkers? What about Mount Vernon? What about New Rochelle itself? Like all those places, there's a lot of help. There's a lot of points of help and points of need here, So it really opened my eyes because when I was a student here or even younger, like I grew up in Port Chester, which was a very diverse and very like, it's not very affluent. It's very culturally sound. So I was very familiar with a lot of different cultures, but then that's what I was familiar to. But then you go and work for a place like Feeding Westchester and you're like, wow, there's a lot here. And there's a lot of like, I didn't know how rich Westchester County was, to be honest. And then I went to this job and you're like, oh, wow, and so it opens your eyes and it just fulfills like that need that I have to help others, and I think that's my ultimate goal in life is just to continue to help others as much as I can.
That's incredible to hear. It really is. I'm like proud to hear that. You know what? Because it's how many guys you take a job because it pays well.
Exactly.
Because you can, buy this car, afford this vacation or whatever else. And you always ask yourself, is it truly like fulfilling?
Exactly.
People in education, let's be real, talk about it all the time. Like, oh, you can make more money going here, going there.
Yeah.
And I've always been a very big proponent of doing what fulfills, those needs inside of you to give or to do good. And it's great to hear. It really is. So where is it located? Where are you guys located?
So our main office is in Elmsford, but we serve the entire county. So all the way up to Peekskill down to Yonkers, like we make over 500 stops in that mobile pantry every year. And, like having 175 partners, it's all like scattered around the county. So, but you can visit our website and see like where we serve like the most, and it's kind of crazy. And it is eye-opening because like regular people really have no idea like the need that's outside of all of this, so it's crazy.
You're right. Because, I live in Westchester County myself. And it's so true. It's like, oh, Westchester. But people hear it from the outside. Oh, Westchester.
Yeah.
You don't realize. Drive through enough of Westchester and you're going to say, well, that's still Westchester?
Yeah.
So you're absolutely right that no matter what, there's need.
Yeah.
And it's so great that you work for an organization that fulfills that need, that helps people that have a legitimate need, and that you find that work rewarding. I'm telling you, it makes getting up in the morning easy.
Oh,
it really does.
Absolutely.
And just on our way up here, I don't know. I know Father Jim was downstairs.
Oh, yeah.
I know he said something about, it was like, we're going to talk because we're going to do something with and for Feeding Westchester in March.
Yes.
I heard it, and I'm here on Eagles on the Air podcast to hold his feet to the fire. And I know also that you guys do work with Why Not You Media, who's here filming us today. Yep. So, also I think it's a great opportunity for the three of us, for Salesian High School, for Feeding Westchester, for Why Not You Media, to be in like a room together. And I think it's tremendous that all these local establishments are going to be working together.
And I agree with you 100% because it's like, I always like I said before, I love giving back to the community.
Yeah.
I love giving back to the places that made me grow. And Salesian High is like one of those places. It's up there with Feeding Westchester, or I should say the other way around. Feeding Westchester is up there with Salesian. But like, yeah, like what Father Jim said, like we met a couple months ago about a food drive, and like, you know, it didn't work out that time, but I liked his idea for the Easter season, you know, and it's spreading it out even further, you know, and, you know, getting more ideas of how we can expand that partnership, you know, and I think it exposes what Feeding Westchester does to students and to their parents and to their families and to faculty and staff here to just, you know, anything it helps a food bank, you know. So I just think that partnership would be great, you know.
Yeah, we're definitely looking forward to that partnership, and you being there, you in particular being there, is certainly a help, and you're like the bridge between the two. And I know that this episode is going to be airing in or around March 8th. So it is going to be tied directly into the drive that we will be doing for Feeding Westchester. Gio, before you go, and you've been awesome. You really, I love having fun on this thing too. You know, but before I go, you know, I like to try to pretend that I'm going to be young forever. I keep looking over at your left hand. I keep seeing that wedding ring. I don't like, you know, part of it makes me feel old that some of these young men, you were an 8th grader just yesterday.
I know.
Tell me a little bit more about what's going on in the personal life of Gio Lopes.
Yeah, so it's funny that you say that because this goes back to the first question you asked about like my Salesian story essentially, and I married a Mary Helper in New Jersey. So,
get out of here.
Yeah, so she's a North Jersey Italian girl, so like, you know how that goes, but like
you're talking to a Bronx Italian guy.
The best people of all time.
I said I live in Westchester. I'm from the Bronx.
Best people
Italian.
of all time, I'm telling you. No, but it was like going back to the Salesian story, it's like because of Salesian High School, or because of my mom going to Holy Rosary, it led me to come here, which led me to meet people like on LRs and stuff like that across the country. And, you know, through friends and that connection with the Salesian like atmosphere, I met my future wife like 9 years ago, and we've been together since. And this past September we got married, and it's been amazing, you know. So getting married life is awesome. I've only been here for 3 months though.
You told her to watch this episode.
I told her to watch this.
That's right. It's awesome, trust me. Well, I tell you what, Gio, it's been a lot of fun. I think you've been awesome. I can't wait till this airs. I can't wait to see it.
Me too. I'm so excited.
But I really do. I appreciate you coming on. I look forward to the collaboration between Salesian High School and Feeding Westchester. It was great to hear some of your feedback. Great to hear some of the names, some of the places that you've been that have been an impact, that have had an impact on your life. And anything else you'd like to say before we depart?
Shout out to my wife, Gianna. I didn't share her name before.
Let me tell you, I love it. There is this guy, Gianna. You're a lucky girl. But thanks again for coming on, Gio.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate it. You know, and it was nice when I saw your name. I was thinking about your brother and the whole family.
Of course.
Just great people.
Thank you.
A true Salesian success story.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Everybody, thank you for watching. It's been a lot of fun with Gio. For you at home, this has been another exciting episode of Eagles on the Air.